Namaste, brothers and sisters. Greetings from the sacred Isle of Avalon. How is it all going? So, see if I can share to a group. Oh, that's cool. So I'll just wait just to see if anyone jumps on the call. Hopefully, oh, yep, 2 people on the call. So guys, can you see the sacred Isle of Avalon? Can you see Avalon Glastonbury Tour behind us? Hi Jack, hi Scott. This is such a sacred place. Like, we have landed in the most phenomenal place in Avalon, and so we're transmitting from this vibration. Look at this beautiful field, guys. It is amazing. And so anyway, I'm making this video just to let you all know about the Magdalene transmission, and to say, you know, happy Magdalene feast day. And it's so amazing that, you know, that we have this day now that has finally been given to the Queen of Heaven, Mary Magdalene. And today's such an auspicious day for us to, like, you know, tune into her and really meditate on who is she, what is she. And so basically I'm going to be sharing a lot of my insights around the truth of the Magdalene, and I'll just share with you what I've learned on my journey is that the Magdalene isn't a person. Magdalene is a flame of consciousness, of the divine feminine consciousness that burns within us. And it's the actualized feminine. It's not the asleep feminine, the 3D feminine. It's the 5D awakened feminine. And when you arrive at that vibrational plateau, then you become an embodiment of the Magdalene. And the Magdalene lives in men and women, in all. And that is what has been suppressed in this patriarchal society. It is the flame of the sacred feminine, the flame of the Magdalene, that has been controlled and suppressed, not only in women, in men as well. So today is such an important day for us to come together and to work to reignite that flame, and to work in a very high level conscious group to send the necessary codes, you know, on the etheric plane, in order to activate that flame of the Magdalene that is your birthright, is my birthright, that exists within all of us. And in a way, that flame, it's a bit like the seed of the Christ self. So every time that we incarnate, we each hold that seed of the Christ self, and then due to the choices that we make in our lifetime determines whether the seed transforms to become the fruit of the Christed self, or the fruit of the Christed realized self. It's the same with the Magdalene. It's like we all have the flame of the Magdalene as like a dormant flame within us. But then if we make those choices, you know, to serve our brothers and sisters, to understand what self-love is, to awaken from the matrix, to remember that gratitude is the way to, you know, raise our vibration and to make sure our vibration is very stabilized. If we make those choices, then we turn that dormant flame into that dormant spark, I should say, into the flame of the Magdalene. So we're going to be doing that tonight. We're going to be working a lot with that energy on tonight's transmission. And it's so important, the work that we do in these transmissions, and they massively affect all of our evolution. They massively affect my evolution, and they massively affect everyone's evolution who takes part, because we come together in a very high vibrational group setting, and the space is very held. Like, as a facilitator, I've done so much work on myself. Like, I've devoted the last 20 years to doing shadow work, to healing all the aspects of my shadow and bringing them home, identifying them, validating them, and ultimately bringing them home. And so when you've done that much work, when you've devoted 20 years of your life to doing like very deep, important shadow work, then you become a very high level facilitator, because you're then, through your vibration, able to hold space for everybody else's awakening, everyone else's self-realization, and everyone else to face their own shadow. So it's really powerful, and I highly recommend that everyone really look into coming tonight. So basically the transmission starts at 20 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time. It's about 2:30 now, maybe 3 o'clock now. So in about 5 hours time the transmission will start. And also we're going to be working with the mother wound. So this has been inspired by what's been going on with my mother. And my mother, what I've noticed in her is that, like, with the whole COVID thing, she really got sort of like tipped over the edge into being a deep state sheep, you could say, or a sleeper. Whereas prior to the COVID, she didn't mind me talking about spirituality. She didn't mind me talking about Trump. She didn't agree with me at all, but she didn't mind. But it seems like what's happened with the whole COVID thing is that I've had an insight into that, actually. And I feel like people like my mum, they're so invested in being good citizens, and they think that the BBC and ABC and CNN, that they think that if they adhere to the messages of these news networks and don't rebel, that they're being good citizens. And it's, you know, it's really sad that people don't, you know, that they lose that ability to just be themselves and to use their own rationale, and instead just blindly go along with the mainstream narrative in order to, because I think the reason why they don't is because they don't want their sense of security threatened, and they don't know what's going to happen if you don't wear a mask, if you go against the narrative. It's all going into very rebellious, unknown sort of like territory. And I think people like my mum, because they haven't done the work on really empowering themselves, they don't want to rock the boat with the establishment. They think that it's very important for them to be good girls and good boys, and that's what the establishment wants. So I've had like a big massive shift with my relationship with my mum at the moment, because we are on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so that has really inspired me to do this work with the mother wound, and just working with all of our mothers and sending a really deep blessing to all of our mothers who maybe haven't woke up. Maybe some of our mothers have woke up, and that's fine. They can still be open to receive that blessing. But somehow I feel that it's really important that we honour those mother codes within us, so internally and externally. So we're going to be covering that in the transmission, which is very important, like healing the core mother wound. But the thing that is most important about today's transmission, brothers and sisters, is the work that we're going to be doing for the children in the foster care system. So as we know, all of us that have gone down the Pizzagate rabbit hole, the adrenochrome rabbit hole, what we have discovered is that within the global care system in all countries, it seems, these children that have been abandoned by their own blood families and are placed into the foster care system, many, I don't know the exact percentage, but I think about 70 to 80%, probably even more, are sorry guys, if the wind's coming, let me know if it's too windy and I can go inside, but I don't want this broadcast to be interrupted by the wind. So Christy, is it too loud, the wind? Let me know. If it isn't, I'm just going to carry on. So basically, a lot of these children have been stolen by the foster care system, and they've been sold. Our children of God, of humanity, have been sold. So social workers, even nursery workers, like child handlers. I don't even know about this whole world, this crazy world. But there's a whole kind of like structure in place that where the children, the most vulnerable children, are being siphoned off to the unelites, to the globalist unelites, for their disgusting rituals, their disgusting satanic rituals. So this is a very complex web, intricate web of control that is going on, which is ensuring that these children aren't safe. So in this transmission, we are going to be absolutely annihilating that paradigm. We're going to be dissolving that paradigm of complicity and sort of like where these people that are meant to be protecting the children are actually making them accessible for the satanic pedovores. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, in the transmission today, we are going to be working with shifting that paradigm so that all the children that go into the foster care system are going to be magnetized to a high vibrational light worker, someone that has done the work with their own divine feminine codes. So we're going to be working with the energies of the divine feminine and the Holy Mother to step into this paradigm of the foster care system on a global level. We're going to be shifting it, brothers and sisters, and it really is so important that as many of us come forward and be part of this transformation, because we hold so much weight. Like one person in awakened consciousness is enough to birth the universe, you know. But when we gather to the power of, then it's absolutely, like, there are no words that can describe how exponentially powerful it is. And these children have been neglected. These children, and I've devoted my whole life now to being a voice for those children. Until every child on this earth is safe, I will always be a voice for those children. And I will do everything within my power to bring people together to implement these new timelines, that are in accordance with God's will, you know. And so we know right now that the whole deep state, like the Tower of Babylon, is falling at a spectacular rate. And so we know that we're going to be supported in this intention. And the more of us that come together and align with this intention, the quicker we're going to be able to help those babies who have been abandoned by their parents and who need our protection. They need the protection of humanity. And this is such an important way that we can protect them, by visualization, by coming together, by remembering how powerful we each are on a consciousness level. And so to hold that vision is just ridiculously powerful. So yeah, I'm really blown away by everybody that has heard the call to come forward for the Magdalene transmission. And like, you know, it's so beautiful to see such generosity of spirit. But it's not only that we're doing this work for other people, we're actually doing it for ourselves as well. And it absolutely, unequivocally assists us in our evolution and supports us to get to the next level of our evolutionary plateau. So it's amazing, and you know that you're doing good, you know that you're doing great work for God, for Mother, Father God, for all the children, and it's so important to use days like this. And someone sent me a message today about, they were like, Jen, I got a message from my higher self team, and they were saying that this whole idea of mandatory masks being introduced in the United Kingdom is sort of like coming at this time of the Magdalene feast day. And they were like, you know, what have you got to say about that? And I would say that they definitely know when we're entering into these very, very powerful portal gateways, and we are in one of those very, very powerful portal gateways as we head up now to the day out of time in the Mayan calendar. The 26th of July is known as the day out of time, which is like where we go back into the 0 point field, and then the 27th of July is like the first day of the galactic new year. And so this is a really, really pokey time for us to align with Mother, Father, God's will and intentions. And also this is a time where we're moving into the 8-8 Lions Gate, and so we're receiving a lot of Syrian codes, Syrian light codes that are pouring in from the constellation of Sirius, the star system of Sirius. So it's a really, really powerful time for us to stand up and really, really be loud and be clear about the world that we want to co-create, and just to stop giving our power away to these despicable globalists who are just trying to sort of like take over the football pitch. They're like, oh, humanity's just asleep. They don't really know about the football game that's going on. We're just going to do whatever we want. We're going to like abuse all the children. We're going to like control the environment. We're going to send you all chemtrails. But it's like, no. We're playing now. We're part of this, and we're not just going to let you come in with your agenda and create hell on earth for all of us precious children. You know, so this is the invitation for us to actually step onto that football pitch and work with God's will, you know, because actually, like, we're on God's team. God is on our team. God isn't on their team. God doesn't want children to be hurt. And so it's just really important to actually to get involved and to know that you did something. Like, I'll always be able to tell my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, like, I did something. I did not stay silent like a lot of people did. A lot of my parents' generation did stay silent when all the abuse was happening in Hampstead. And you know, I grew up in Hampstead, and oh my God, what was going on in the children's homes in Hampstead puts Hollywood to like. Hollywood to shame. Like that was their source of inspiration, of satanic inspiration, and that was 5 minutes from my house. But what was going on? Why wasn't anyone doing anything? You know, and but it ends with us. It ends with us. It's like I refuse to live in a world where children aren't safe, and I'm not going to shut up about it until all children are safe. And if you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to be part of my community. But I think it's really beautiful that we've all got this invitation to actually step up and do this. So anyway, someone's just asked me a question. They've said, Jen, can you speak about twin flames in these times? Well, I would say that when a man and a woman, when an awakened man and woman come together, it's much more powerful than an awakened man and woman being separate. Because the woman is the multidimensional portal through her womb and through her own pure connection with the divine. And so when a woman has stabilized in her enlightenment codes and she's fully arrived at that place, and then she attracts her divine masculine, who implicitly and intuitively knows that she is awakened, that she's done her shadow work, and she's arrived at a plateau of spiritual awakeness. So when the divine masculine comes and he recognizes her, he then realizes that he's allowed to surrender, because her wisdom can guide them both and guide their relationship into the fifth dimension, to stabilize in the fifth dimension. And so to have a man, a really powerful awakened man, surrendered to a divine feminine and at the guidance of the divine feminine, this is a big threat to Babylon. This is Babylon's worst nightmare, you know, because as an awakened woman, on my own, I never ever got targeted. I didn't receive any psychic attacks. No one was bothered. Like, I was going on about 5D, I was going on about angelic consciousness, I was going on about everything, and everyone just thought, oh wow, that's Jen. She just talks about like really spiritual stuff like that. As soon as I got together with Liam, it was like everyone's like, whoa, why is she saying that? Hold on a minute, because somehow him being by my side and being an anchor to the material realm, whereas the woman is the anchor to the spiritual realm, now that he's by my side, we're making the shit real, we're making it real. And so that is causing a lot of people's feathers to get ruffled, because we are actualizing these enlightenment codes and these enlightenment templates. And so I know that our union has been targeted loads. In the past month, maybe 6 weeks, we've had so many attacks and so many energies that are trying to interfere with us and cause problems between us. But because we're so strong and we're so solid, it doesn't work. And maybe, you know, you could look at it like, oh, well, maybe that it was a test to see how solid we are. But yeah, it's been going on. And the message I'm getting from my community is that quite a lot of people in twin relationships are being targeted at the moment. And I think it's because of what I said. I think when a man and woman's together in their awakened state, it's like game over for the cabal, game over for Babylon. And it's like, new earth, here we come, whoopity-doo-dah, we are heading to new earth. We've arrived at new earth. I mean, we literally have arrived at new earth. This field, we've pretty much been gifted this field, guys. I can't really go into many details about this, but Great Spirit has said, enough of Babylon, enough of all the drama outside of there, the COVID, BLM, BS. We want you to go return home to paradise. And so in the last few days, we've received this invitation to become guardians of this very, very beautiful field in the heart of Avalon. And it's 5 minutes from my house. Literally, we can walk 5 minutes to our house. So we feel like we've shifted, don't we, sweetheart?
We do, and it's all thanks to the haters, lovely haters. Drove us out of Babylon. Now we're in a field.
Liam's very happy in the field.
Yeah, I was born to be in a field.
What would you say about the twin flames being targeted at the moment? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, well, it's just anything embodying love gets targeted, and it just does not work. I wish the haters could see that anyone who embodies love is fine with them hating. They can do whatever they want, and they can literally they can have the cake and eat it too, if they do it in the right way. But they end up thinking that they get judged or something by people who are holding the love vibration, and it's not true. So just be, Obviously, there's no haters watching this.
No, there's no haters watching this. But we're not. I mean, we feel like we've shifted, don't we? Since this whole land came into our reality, we suddenly feel like we're a new Earth. Like we really, really do, guys. Yeah. And this is proof that the energy, like on a collective level, has shifted, because suddenly this land has always been there, but suddenly in this little gateway, it's made available to us. So that proves to us that something has collapsed, an old patriarchal structure has collapsed, and we're just very, very blessed to be reaping the sort of like immediate rewards of that on some level. But because I think that what we are experiencing is going to spill out into everyone. Everyone's going to start experiencing the fulfillment of all of their dreams coming true, because this is all we've ever wanted. All we've ever wanted was simplicity, to live on the land, to live very, very simply, to be with the elements, to be with the fire, be with the water, be with the earth, be with the air, and be in a high vibrational conscious community. That's all we've ever wanted. And so all that time we've been living in the house, like we've just been holding that vision of knowing what our soul really, really needs. And it isn't all the complexity of the third dimension and all the paraphernalia. Like, we don't need that. We just want simplicity. We've got just a beautiful little van, and that's everything that we need, isn't it?
And we know we deserve it.
Yeah.
And it's not really that big an ask.
No.
I know it seems very difficult in this day and age, but there's land everywhere. You just go and squat a bit of land and find out about it. If you're drawn to a bit of land, just be bold and know that the council's on its arse.
Yeah, most of the councils have got no money anymore.
We can confiscate things from the council these days. It's all flipped.
Yeah, it's all flipped. Everyone's waking up. Everyone's realising that this whole structure is anti-human, and it's all just like a farce. And so we're all waking up to common law, to the opposite of maritime law, to claiming our identity as organic humans, as opposed to a corporate number. So this is all part of what is going on. This is the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening has so many different levels to it, and it feels like us being here is a very, very important and potent part of the Great Awakening. But I also think the Great Awakening is for everyone waking up about the children, and that being like the main topic of conversation. The fact that all the children are going missing. Like, how many go missing? What, 8 million? What 8 million children go missing a year? I mean, come on. That's unacceptable. I mean, these are only reported numbers. Like, reported in the UK, 275,000 children went missing last year. What? Why didn't anyone do anything? Why wasn't that on the flipping news? Do you know what I mean, guys? Anyway, so this is all going on, and this is the Great Awakening, and this is the Great Awakening, just returning back to the land, returning back to the simplicity. And I just want to say, like, I'm so proud of everyone. You know, like, now my news feed is just filled with activists, filled with brothers and sisters that are red pilling their communities. It's amazing, and I'm really, really so honoured to walk this path with you all. And because my spirit team have showed me that, you know, it's like the more of us that are red pilled, then the quicker we're going to align with the timeline of the solar flash, the event. So to keep doing what you're doing, brothers and sisters, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I've had to lie low on Facebook because they were like really getting on my case about all the Trump posts, and they were threatening to close my account down, and I can't risk that. It's too important for me to have this platform. So I haven't really been sharing a lot of my sort of truth posts, but I have been sharing them all on Twitter. But it's all kicking off on Twitter at the moment, isn't it? Oh my God, the white hats are in control, guys. Don't worry about it. And someone said, is that the tour? Yeah, that's the tour. That's the tour in the background there. And great to be on the land like that. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. So anyway, so the transmission starts in about 5 hours. Thank you, Maria. And I'll in my next video, I'll let you all know about the update on my Avalon retreat, because I've had to I booked the Avalon retreat to take place in the Shekinah Ashram, but they've just contacted me saying that the COVID rules have made it so that they cannot do it. So I'm now looking at another venue, and it looks like we might do the Avalon retreat here. And it's just like being in another country. Like, it literally is like being in another country. We're 5 minutes from town, we're 5 minutes from my house, but we're just like, we're out of Babylon. Like, we're free again, we're back on the land. And so it looks like we're going to be hosting the retreat here, and I'm just going to work out the numbers, and I'll let you know if there's any more spaces for the Avalon retreat. But I think we can get quite a few people, actually. Don't you think we might be able to get quite a lot of you to come? So I'll just wait and find out how it all sort of transpires with accommodation and stuff, and toilets. We've got to create an infrastructure for the land. So we need like compost toilets, and we need like dwellings, we need teepees, we need yurts. So if anyone's got any teepees or yurts that they would like to sell or that we could hire in the UK, please let us know, because we want to start getting structures up on this land, and we want to get the horses. We're going to get horses coming in the next couple of days. We're going to be getting chickens. Oh, Luila would like to come in her van. That could be cool, hun. Write to me, whoever's interested. Write to me, and I'll put you on the list, because it's actually sold out. But there are some people that can't come because they can't fly in America. So I've just got to do all the numbers and work out how many places that we've got left, and I'll let you know, whoever wants to put their name on the pre-book list. So anyway, the main message is the Magdalene transmission tonight. Come and be with me. Yeshi is not going to be able to be there. Liam Yeshi is not going to be able to be there because we've got to go to a meeting on the land. They've got our first meeting at the same time transmission. So he's going to be representing us, and I'm going to be doing the transmission. So that's kind of all right as a Magdalene, as a holder of the Magdalene flame, doing the Magdalene transmission, isn't it, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm gonna come as well, and just kind of do it in the background. Join in part way through, I think.
Yeah, so Liam will be there as well, but he's going to be like holding space for us, because like it's quite a game changer, like me and Yeshi sort of like rocking up on the field, do you know what I mean, with all of our resources, all of our communities, all of our everything. Yeah, so exciting, brothers and sisters, and I hope it gives you all inspiration that things are shifting, aren't they?
Yeah. And if any haters come, just always know that God wins, because like we all know that something amazing always happens. I feel like this is the ultimate amazing thing that can happen.
Yeah, it is.
Something like this happens every single time the haters turn on us. So I struggled with thanking them, but now I just keep on saying, oh my God, every time they do it, something incredible happens. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, words of wisdom from Yeshi, guys. Priceless. What can I say? Oh, someone was saying about in Melbourne, you're both so inspiring. Looking forward to the transmission. Okay, what does that say? Here in Australia, Melbourne is being put in lockdown, but in this area, children are being brought out of the underground tunnels late at night, hidden away for food and fodder of the cabal. Great, it's being exposed more and more. Yeah. Archie Bear. Yeah, so prayers to Melbourne, like really, really prayers to Melbourne. So guys, I'll put the link to sign up for the Magdalene transmission. It's open to donation, and when you sign up, you get a PDF, and the PDF gives you full instructions to join the call. So I'll post the link, and I'm going to get this up on YouTube. I'm going to start watch parties. Please share this video, brothers and sisters. I forgot to say, if you could share this video, that would be so appreciated, just to share this inspiration, share the fact that we are having this experience where the energy is just totally shifted. Like, we feel like we've arrived at New Earth, and we know that we're kind of like the forerunners of this vibration. So share this video and let people know that things are shifting. Hello Gary from Brighton. We'll be coming to Brighton soon, bro. So I think that's it. I think that's it. I really look forward to being with you all. It's like the most important work that my soul has signed up to do, these transmissions. It's phenomenal. And if you haven't done one, honestly, it's game changer. It's a total game changer. The feedback we get is next level. So that's it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love you all. Many blessings, and I'll see you all later tonight. God bless you all.